up, and over, over, up, and over, up, and over. Oh, he's got a little bruise on him. Up and over, and up and over. Gotta look up. Dang it. Up, avocado down. Up. Jeez. What in the world? Up, 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 up. Oh. Almost. Oh. How do clowns do this? What's up, everybody? Jerry here with another episode of 5 Minute Fitness Friday. And today we're going to answer the question of, is it worth buying organic produce, or should you just stick with your conventionally raised produce? Before we get started, I want to make sure that we get our timer going. I have 5 minutes to pack this in. This is definitely an important topic, so the likelihood of me going over that 5 minutes is high. Today, 25 push-ups is on the line if I go over my 5 minutes. So I might be getting some push-ups in. Anyway, we're gonna rock and roll in 3, 2, 1, and go time. So first, let's talk about organic produce. What does organic mean? So for a farm to be labeled as organic by the USDA, it has to not be sprayed or raised with synthetic fertilizers for the previous 3 years, okay, for at least 3 years. And then as it's raising produce, or as they're growing produce, they can't spray it with synthetic pesticides and can't raise it with synthetic fertilizers, okay? So that's the basis of it. There are a couple other things that it needs to be able to do as well, but it can't be the previous 3 years, it can't have synthetic fertilizers in the soil, and then it can't be raised with synthetic pesticides and fertilizers as well, okay? So there are basically 3 reasons why you would want to buy organic produce over conventionally raised produce. The first one is because of taste. So that's kind of up to you whether or not you want that to be your choice. Generally speaking, organic produce has a more intense taste to it, meaning it's going to be sweeter if it's a sweet type of produce, or it's going to be more bitter if it's a bitter type of produce. So it's the taste is going to be a little more intense. That's totally up to you if you want to make that choice about the organic versus conventional, but that's generally not an important reason to buy organic. Another reason, the second reason why, is the nutrient content, which is a little more higher topic of debate than the taste is. But with the nutrient content, most nutrient research has been based on the vitamins and minerals of organic versus conventionally raised produce. And when it comes to those types of things, just the vitamins and minerals, they're about the same. But where you see the big difference is when you start digging a little deeper into the nutrient content and you start looking at things like antioxidants and phytonutrients. And when you look at those types of things, then organic definitely has the upper hand, because organic produce tends to be also richer in color. So if you compare an organic apple, and a conventionally raised apple, the organic apple is typically more intense red or a more intense color than the conventionally raised apple. That means it has more antioxidants and it has more phytonutrients in it, which those are things that your body needs to be able to battle disease and to be able to keep you healthy, okay? So definitely organic has the upper hand when it comes to the nutrient content. And then the last thing, and probably the most important, is the pesticides and the fertilizers, okay? So organic produce cannot be raised with synthetic pesticides and fertilizers, okay? The most popular one out there, the one with the most debate behind it, is called Roundup. And synthetic fertilizers have been linked to things like cancer development and other chronic diseases over time, Alzheimer's, other neurological diseases. So synthetic fertilizers definitely may cause or raise your risk of developing those things if you eat them regularly, or if you're not rinsing your produce at least. So organic has that upper hand when it comes to the synthetic fertilizers, when it comes to fertilizers and pesticides in general, because they're not going to be raised with those types of things. They're not going to be sprayed with pesticides that are grown or produced in a lab. So it's up to you to decide which one of those things is the most important to you. But when you're looking at those, the next question naturally is, if I want to buy organic, do I have to buy everything organic? Or can I just pick certain things? And the answer is, yeah, you can decide. There's a list out there, 2 lists actually, one called the Dirty Dozen, and that's the 12 dirtiest produces out there. So the ones that are raised with the most synthetic pesticides and fertilizers. And then the other list is called the Clean 15. So that's the cleanest produce that are still raised with synthetic pesticides and fertilizers, but they haven't had as much residue on them whenever they're tested. So over on this side, we have some examples of the Dirty Dozen. We have some the tomatoes, we have apples, we have spinach and kale. Those are on the Dirty Dozen. And over on this side, we have some examples of Clean 15. So we have the pineapple, that's on the Clean 15. Avocados on the Clean 15. I don't think these other ones are. But just to give you a rule of thumb, a good rule of thumb, if you're wanting to choose organic or non-organic, is to look and see if it has a peel. So if it has a peel on it, and it's a peel that you're gonna take off and not eat, then it's gonna be okay to buy non-organic or conventionally raised, because that means that those pesticides weren't absorbed into, oh, there's my 5 minutes. I was so close. But the peel helps keep those pesticides out of that part of the fruit or the part of the produce that you're gonna eat. So you're gonna peel that off and throw it away anyway. So you're not gonna get those pesticide residues that were sprayed on that. So if it has a peel on it, it's probably okay to buy conventionally raised. Otherwise, if it doesn't have a peel, then I would stick with organically raised produce, okay? Things like tomatoes, definitely apples, kale, like I said, spinach, those types of things you wanna buy organic because those have direct contact from the pesticide that it's being sprayed with. But nonetheless, I would definitely rinse off your produce, no matter if you buy organic or conventionally raised, even if it has a peel on it, go ahead and rinse it off just to make sure that you're kind of eliminating that factor, okay? So think about the taste. If taste is important to you, then think about that. Also, the nutrient content, like I said, organic has the upper hand. It definitely has more antioxidants and phytonutrients, things that help your body fight off disease. And then, of course, those pesticides and fertilizers, those things are most definitely important. Like I said, they have a link to increased risk of long-term chronic diseases. But it's up to you. You can rinse your produce no matter what, and that'll definitely help. So think about those things the next time you're buying produce at the store. Check out more of our health and fitness videos on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Be sure to like, follow, or subscribe so you never miss out on our new content posted daily that contains life-changing strategies. Until next time, my friends, here's to your success in health and fitness mastery.